Hello, everybody. Mike Nelson here with you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Right now, you're on the Mike Nelson Show. I bring you the best, rock and roll interviews and pretty much everything else in between. Going to start something new here on the channel. Usually, we do just interviews here, but today, I'm going to do probably some record reviews in the next few days. But today, we're going to talk about the Power Trip Festival. I don't know if you saw from my previous video. The Power Trip Festival was what was it, back in October of 2023. That was probably the best festival I've ever been to. That's right, this was the best festival I've ever been to. As you can see, this little box came with everybody's ticket. So everybody that went to the Power Trip Festival got this little box mailed to them. Basically, this was a little like commemorative. You could say like coins that sometimes they have in festivals, but this was what they had. They had a little box, and inside this box, they had some pretty cool, awesome goodies. So for this video, I wanted to kind of show you guys what's in the box for those of you that didn't get a chance to go to this pretty awesome festival that was at the site of Coachella. Every year there's Coachella. This is like the little wristband instructions. Basically, everybody that went to the festival needed a wristband to get in. They didn't use like cell phones or anything like that. And then this was another little thing here, just like a little diorama that they say here. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a little diorama here. I don't even know how to say diorama, whatever. I don't know how you guys say it, but whatever. This was in the little box, and then also this is another little thing. It's a welcome guide. This is like a little map. That way you don't get lost in the festival, or you didn't get lost. Also, make sure to bring water. Yeah, and it was really hot. It was probably, it was October, but it was just so hot. Then we have there's like water refilling and charging. There was a shuttle as well that kind of picked you up from like the nearby casinos and hotels to avoid the traffic. There was lockers. So pretty standard stuff that you see at like most of the modern festivals. Put a little closer to the camera here. A little welcome guide from the Power Trip Festival. And yeah, that was that. And then there's some little pretty cool stuff here that came with the little. I think this is a magnet. I don't have a refrigerator, so I gotta put this on the refrigerator. Um, but yeah, little magnet, Power Trip magnet, pretty cool. And also, this is another cool thing I like. I don't know if you guys saw from the festival. They had some pretty cool, you would say, cactus, made into the metal horns. They were made famous by the legendary Ronnie James Dio. Don't let anybody tell you different. Ronnie James Dio invented the metal horns, as he talked about in the Dreamers Never Die documentary. But yeah, this was a pretty cool cactus thing here that they made for the festival. So yeah. And then what else we got? We got this little thing. I don't know what this is. It's like just the mountains in the background. There were some pretty cool landscape moments there in the festival. And another little cactus. You saw these little horns and cactuses kind of throughout the whole festival. As if you were walking around the festival, this is kind of what you saw everywhere. So that was pretty fun. And what else we got? We got all these like speakers, little speakers, and I guess amplifiers. So yeah, this was everything that was in the little box. And then more horns. This is a little pin. So yeah, a little pin with the little horns, the cactus horns. But yeah, some pretty awesome stuff here from the Power Trip Festival. Very lucky to have attended. Power Trip Festival started out with Iron Maiden on Friday night, which was a little surprising that they kicked off the festival with one of the best live artists of all time. I'm going to pull up my Iron Maiden. This is actually the Senjutsu album. If you haven't listened to this record, we're going to do a little video on this maybe in the next few days. What a legendary album from Maiden. He's going to be going on tour later this year. He's going to be playing more cool shows. Trying to look for my Live After Death live album. But anyway, Power Slave. But yeah, I got a bunch of Maiden albums. But yeah, Iron Maiden was the first artist to go on stage there on Friday night. I missed the first couple songs there at that festival because the traffic was just so bad getting in. I did the shuttle, but it was still really bad on the shuttle. So a lot of people on Friday afternoon did miss the beginning, but after missing those first two songs, it didn't matter. Got to see the rest of the set. and Iron Maiden was amazing on Friday night. And then after that, we had to wait like 3 hours for Guns N' Roses to come out. So that was pretty funny. Axl Rose coming out there was like after 10 p.m. he came out. They were out there till like 1 o'clock in the morning on that Friday night. But that was pretty fun. I had seen Guns N' Roses once before the Power Trip Festival. This was my second time seeing them. They put on a great show. Not as good as Maiden. I would have liked to see Guns N' Roses come out before Maiden. I think that would have been better. And I remember seeing on the original festival, I would say, what do you call it? The original festival poster. I remember seeing Maiden below Guns N' Roses. So I don't know if that change was done, later on, or I don't know what happened there. Because I do remember seeing, that Guns N' Roses was going to be open up for Maiden. But at the end of the day, they ended up headlining on Friday night. But that was pretty fun. Fast forward to Saturday was the big day because that was probably the biggest crowd out of the whole 3 days was Saturday night. That was for sure the biggest crowd. Because you had, the legendary Judas Priest opening up for AC/DC. That's right, AC/DC doing their first show in, 10 years basically? Or maybe a little less than that. Maybe 8 years. I tend to over-exaggerate here on these videos. But anyway, that was a pretty awesome show. I do not regret going to the festival just because of Saturday. Priest was great, put on a great show, and then got to see the legendary AC/DC Brian Johnson back at the helm after his hearing issues prevented him from doing some shows back in 2015, 2016, around there, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been earlier. And you had Axl Rose filling in, but this time Brian Johnson came back, and that was great. What a show, AC/DC live. And what I really liked? That they played half of their set was all Bon Scott, which was pretty awesome. It was half Brian Johnson, half Bon Scott. Of course, Brian Johnson doing the Bon Scott vocals. But for a lot of people out there, don't forget Bon Scott. I've had this argument before with some people. For people that you would be surprised with, Bon Scott is, he's a legit singer. Come on, guys. I mean, he started out with AC/DC. He started kind of the whole AC/DC thing. He wasn't the original singer, of course, with AC/DC. There was somebody before Bon Scott, but I mean, he basically put AC/DC on the map with his voice and his style and everything. And to say that he's not the real voice of AC/DC is ridiculous. But anyway, that was cool. They did half Bon Scott, half Brian Johnson. They played a lot of cool tracks, a lot of stuff off Highway to Hell. And yeah, just a great show. There was one song that I really did not, I really hoped that they would do, that they didn't do, which was Who Made Who. I mean, come on, that's probably my favorite Brian Johnson era song. And they didn't do that track. So I was a little disappointed with Who Made Who not being done there by AC/DC. But anyway, it was a great show. You can look up the videos on the YouTube where this is going to, of course, be on. And yeah, it was great. Sunday night was Tool and Metallica. And Tool was opening up, and unfortunately, that was probably the lightest crowd of the whole weekend. There was probably half of the seats filled. Unfortunately, a lot of the fans at the Power Trip Festival just didn't know much, I guess, about Tool, which is kind of crazy, considering they're the modern-day Led Zeppelin. That's right, Tool is the modern-day Led Zeppelin. They are the best band to go see live in 2024, which it now is. And they did not prove me wrong. They were the best band out of all 6 bands there over that Power Trip weekend. What a show. They were amazing. And, of course, following up was Metallica, which, of course, is always a cool show to check out. But Tool was definitely the highlight for me of the Power Trip Festival. And, yeah, Power Trip Festival. This little box came with everybody's ticket. So if you didn't get a chance to go, or maybe you didn't know, this video is kind of showing the inside look of all the cool goodies that came with the box. But yeah, a lot of horns, it was all metal, basically, that festival. And it was the best festival I've ever been to, for sure. I want to thank whoever, I believe it was Golden Voice, I could be wrong, whatever organizers, gotta get my words correct here, whichever organizers organized, a lot of organizing, which is more organizing, but anyway, whichever people organized that festival, I want to thank them, because it was, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, going out there to the desert. It was a little bit hot. I would have liked to see a little bit of cooler weather, of course, but the late start times were great. The bands first, it was only 2 bands a day. So first band came out like 6:45, 6:50. Sun was already going down, so you can't complain there. But yeah, it was a little bit hot out there, but it was a great time. I'll never forget it. And yeah, if you missed the Power Trip Festival, you missed one hell of a party. Just saying. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe right now. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late, you know. Yeah, you never know. You might have to start charging you guys to subscribe. Anyway, just kidding. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way. I want to thank everybody who's already subscribed around the world. I want to thank everybody who knows me. If I know you, yeah, stay heavy, everybody. And yeah, make sure to subscribe today to the Mike Nelson Show. Make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, the Mike Nelson Show. Stay heavy, everybody.